Melissa Flach here. I'm the creator of that Askability quiz that you've taken and of the Ask Success formula. So I created this additional training to help you understand how the Ask formula can help you in any situation in your life where you feel you need to make a bigger ask. Basically, the Ask formula comes down to this. The A, you need to acknowledge. You need to acknowledge what it is that you really want. That means that you have to know what it is you really want. How do you do that? You do things like you explore. Explore different areas that are a draw for you, things that pique your interest. You want to explore. You want to experiment as well, of course in a healthy way, but look at different fashions and styles. Experiment with different foods, with different hobbies, different things that you might want to do. And then finally, you want to experience life. Figure out what it is that you really want to have. So the A of the Ask formula is acknowledge. The S is strengthen. You want to strengthen your resolve to get what you want. And how do you do that? You do that by figuring out your why. When you understand your why, you can persevere through any obstacles that might come your way. You know what? There will be naysayers in this process. When you're making changes, when you're really putting yourself out there, there will be people who will push back. If you know your why, if you really believe in that reason why this is important to you, you will push through any naysayers. You will hold fast to what it is that you want in spite of any obstacles that might appear. Finally, the K, and I kind of fudged on this one a little bit, that's why I have my little smiley face. So the K is for courage. Listen, this isn't always easy. When you're pushing for something new in your life, when you're trying to accomplish something new in your life, you have to have the courage to do it. How do you gain courage? How do you get better at something that you're currently not doing well? You practice, right? You want to learn to play guitar. You have to practice daily. You want to learn a new sport. You need to practice. So developing the courage takes practice. It takes that opportunity to put into action, in maybe small ways at first, the various things that you're asking. So you want to practice, then you want to take action in maybe small, safe ways at first, and then build. And really, you want to show yourself off. Nothing develops courage better than making a change, developing a new style, getting a fantastic new haircut, and then going out and showing it off. So these are the basics of the Ask formula. Now, I developed this after years of working in business. I've been in the business world pretty much all of my life. I've had to drive towards results. I've had to manage other people and really kind of figure out how to get results from others. And all the while I was managing these businesses, I also had to experience life. Gone through divorce. I've gone through terrible heartache. I'm a single mom. Life isn't always easy. And throughout this process, I kept looking at how is my life developing. I found myself in places where life just wasn't looking like what I thought it would look like. And being confused, how did I get here? And how can I get my life back? What I've discovered is that there are certain things that you can do to really figure out where you want your life to go. And then there's a process. Just like in business, when you're driving to results, you want to get things done. there's a process. When you're managing other people and you're trying to get results out of those other people, there's a process, there's a way to go about it. When you're driving for results in your own life, or maybe you're even feeling lost or stuck and scratching your head wondering, how did I get here? There is a process for getting yourself out of that and for getting yourself to a life that you really love. Maybe it's just achieving some goals in your life. So I developed this Ask Success formula because I really want to help other people get to some results in their life, maybe a little bit quicker than I did. I mean, this is years of experimenting, of struggling, of trying to figure things out, and then finally working with some different mentors and coaches in my life who helped me to understand that this struggle that I've had can really help other people who are going through something similar. So let's talk about some different ask levels that are out there. Because there's different times in your life when you're at a different ask level. And usually you'll progress through these levels as you get better and better at asking for results in your own life. So the first ask level that I talk about, I call it the, hey, here I am ask level. This is when you're feeling like your life somehow became something that is not your own. Now, if you're a giver, a pleaser like I am, it always becomes much easier to constantly say yes to everyone else's demands, to constantly design your life around what everyone else needs. And when your kids are small, as you're moving through a career, you want to make sure that you're keeping everyone around you happy. But what can happen is you lose yourself. You lose all of those things that used to define who you are. And you're suddenly sitting back and saying, what happened to my life? How did I get here? So by being in this level and applying the ask formula, you can figure out again who it is that you are. You can figure out the foods you like to eat, the movies you like to go see, the hobbies that you want to partake in. And your life can start looking and feeling like it's really all about you again. Now you can do this and still take care of your loved ones, still make sure that your children are being raised safely. But it's so important to hold on to a piece of who you are. I tell you what, this never became more evident to me than it did as I watched my parents go through a divorce after being married for almost 40 years. Now, my mom was the ultimate caregiver. She was the ultimate mom. She was a great mom. As she found her marriage crumbling, she realized, and this seems like a simple thing, but she realized that for years she had been cooking in a way that really wasn't her style. She had been cooking for the family. She had been cooking for what my dad's preferences were and had given up on a lot of her favorite foods because my dad or us kids didn't really care for them. So I watched my mom go through this period of, for weeks and months on end, constantly making her favorite dishes. And I tell you what, one of those was sauerkraut. Yes, spare ribs and sauerkraut. My family is very German, and she loved spare ribs and sauerkraut. And she never ever made it while I was growing up. And suddenly she was making it weekly. And I asked her, Mom, what is going on here? What's with all of the sauerkraut? And she just said, you know what? I love this. And I haven't made it for decades. So she was finding a way to rediscover those things in her life that were important for her. Now, the divorce was devastating. It was a very difficult time for her and for everyone in my family. But I saw my mom show a certain amount of strength and ability to bounce back in a really big way. Now, unfortunately, many years later, when I went through my own divorce, I had to relearn these lessons myself. But I saw that there was a pattern in this, and I saw that there was a healing quality in rediscovering who you are and incorporating into your life the things that are really important to you. There's all kinds of ways that you can get in there and discover who you are. It goes back to that exploring and experimenting. Go out and find your style. Go out and find your favorite foods. Really do the self-exploration to figure out what's important to me. And then show it off. Show it to people. It's like I mentioned earlier, getting that great new haircut and showing it off to the world. And it feels so good. And people start seeing who you really are. So my question, if you feel like this is the level that you want to tackle first, how are you going to explore who you really are? How are you going to figure out what your style is? What are some ways that you can go out there and just really experiment and figure out what's important to you? I have a really fun process behind this, and you'll find that this exploration is just a fantastic experience to go through. The second level that I talk about is from your ask levels. These are what I call the life skill asks. And these are things that fall into the category of, you know what, I just want to improve my health. I want to get into shape. I want to exercise more. If you're talking about career-wise and work-wise, I want to really excel in a certain project. Or if you're in sales, I want to meet certain sales goals, achieving things at work. So this level is more about having the self-discipline and feeling really good when you set a goal and you stick to it. It's this theory called the confidence-competence theory. So when you set a goal and you really stick to it, it can be a small goal. You build some confidence and then you start feeling more competent. So then you set maybe a bigger goal and you stick to it and you feel really good about doing what you said you were going to set out to do. And you get even more confident at what you're doing. So this level here is a series of asks that you make of yourself. A series of asks where you set very clear goals of something that you want to achieve. Again, things such as life skills like getting out of debt, getting healthier and exercising more, getting in shape, maybe losing a few of those extra pounds that have crept on in the last few years, excelling in the workplace, or you know what, maybe it's launching that business idea that you've had. These are pretty big asks. Now, they're a little bit bigger than these asks here. But if you haven't done this level, if you haven't asked yourself these kind of, hey, here I am kind of asks, then you're not going to really be able to jump into this level yet. So these levels have a progression. And that's one of the reasons I put that quiz out there, is so you could figure out what level you're in. Where can you start? So then the third level, this is what I call the life fulfillment asks, or otherwise known as the big, fat, scary life asks. These are the big things. These are what really is my purpose in life? What was I meant to do? How can I get my life to a place where it's more fulfilling for me, where I'm living a lifestyle that I want to live, that I have fulfilling relationships, loving relationships in my life? This is the kind of ask that you want to make so that when you're on your deathbed, you're not thinking, oh, if only I had. Fulfilling dreams, getting your life to the next level. If you're at this level, you're asking yourself questions such as, I know there's something more out there for me. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I've got good relationships. I'm financially stable, I've got a good life, but I know there's more out there for me. I know there's another level that I can achieve. What is that? Where is it that I really want to go? These are the big life fulfillment kind of asks. So even if you scored on that quiz that you're an ass kicker, man, you are able to put it out there. You're able to show the world, hey, here I am. You have absolutely no qualms with showing the world exactly where you are. And you're pretty good at setting goals and achieving them. You know, your health is good, your money management skills are good. You've really excelled in life skills. But you realize that there's even more to life out there than what you're living. This is where you are. No matter what level you're at, the ask formula applies. No matter what level, you first have to acknowledge what it is that you really want. If you're here, what is it that you really want? When you go out with your best friend, you really want to go to the restaurant that you love instead of where she always insists. If you're at this level, you want to acknowledge what you really want by going out and buying a whole new style of clothing that you really love. If you're at this level and you need to really acknowledge what it is that you really want. I'm a size 10, I want to get down to a size 6. I want to exercise daily for 30 minutes. I want to start eating clean. I want to get that promotion at work. Be recognized for a job well done. Those are what you want. That's the acknowledge piece. Down here, the acknowledgement, you know what? Sometimes that's the toughest piece. Sometimes really understanding what it will take to lead you to that life of fulfillment is a deep exploration that I can help take you through. The ask, the strengthen, again, applies to all of these levels. You've got to know your why. When you're in this life skill level and you're trying to eat healthier, and man, at the office they bring in this wonderful tray of beautiful donuts, and you know that you should not dive into that because that'll throw your whole system off. Your why of why you want to be eating healthy needs to be pretty darn strong. So in all of these different levels, you're going to come up against obstacles, and you're going to come up against struggles and hardships, things that are not easy to do. If you have a really strong why, you're going to get past those roadblocks and past those obstacles. And then finally, the courage. It's the practice. It's the doing the little things that make you feel like, okay, I can do this. And then it's taking action and gaining the courage that comes from continuously taking that action. Again, it can apply in all three levels. So no matter where you are in your askability, there is room to get yourself to the next level. There is room for you to ask that big ask, for you to embrace the ask of where you want your life to be. So I encourage you to ask yourself some questions. I really truly believe that the quality of your life is directly related to the quality of the questions you are asking of yourself, of your relationships, of your work, and of your life in general. So let's work together. Ask yourself some really quality asks and work through the process of developing your why and gaining courage through taking action. Now, I'm going to share with you a really exciting new project that I have going on in development. It'll be coming out very soon, and it's completely free to you. I am developing a daily email. It's called My Daily Ask. This daily email will arrive in your inbox every morning, and it'll be just a very quick, short, inspirational, thought-provoking, maybe even touch you at your core ask that you can ask yourself that particular day. Maybe not every single ask Monday through Friday will apply to you, but I think each one that you see might be even a stepping stone to that even bigger ask that you want to make. So this will be a great way for you to start out your day, to just click on this email, see what your daily ask is, and take stock of what kind of thought process it starts in your mind. So watch for that email that will invite you to sign up for the daily ask, for my daily ask, your daily ask, and sign up for that as soon as possible. I'm really excited about how many people these daily emails will help. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Don't forget the ask formula. It's all about acknowledge, strengthen, encourage, and apply this to your life no matter what level of ask you're at. Thank you. Time to sign off. Melissa here saying so long, and have a fantastic day. Embrace your big ask.